a bruise of purple and gold, a story of us that was starting to fold. We sat on the porch just watching the cars. I was still busy counting our stars. You tasted like peppermint and a quiet goodbye, but I was too busy looking at the sky. I didn't hear the engine start in your head. I was hanging on every word that you hadn't said. I was still devoted, I was still all in. Everything was beautiful before you left, before you became a ghost and a theft of the air in my lungs and the light in my eyes. Before the I love yous turned into goodbyes. I'm stuck in the minute, I'm frozen in time, back when your heartbeat was in sync with mine. Yeah, it was beautiful before you left. Now I'm looking at pictures I should probably burn, learning the lessons I didn't want to learn. The house is too quiet, the bed is too wide, and there's nowhere for this broken heart to hide. I'm still reaching for you in the middle of sleep, falling into promises I couldn't keep. If I knew that the good night was a forever, I would have fought harder to keep us together. I would have memorized the scent of your skin and never let the coldness start moving in. Everything was beautiful before you left, before you became a ghost and a theft of the air in my lungs and the light in my eyes. Before the I love yous turned into goodbyes. I'm stuck in the minute, I'm frozen in time, back when your heartbeat was in sync with mine. Yeah, it was beautiful before you left. Just a minute ago, I didn't know before you left. We were two hearts in a billion, a rare kind of light, chasing the shadows right out of the night. You were my hallelujah, my golden coastline. I was so certain that you'd always be mine, tracing the patterns, the way your hand fit in mine, lost in a rhythm that felt so divine. Now there's a silence that's louder than words, the saddest melody I've ever heard. You're still in the room, but you're miles away with 1,000 I'm sorries we're too tired to say. I'm a ghost in your story, a mark that won't hold, a beautiful promise that's already grown cold. Skyscraper, steady and tall. Never thought I'd find a reason to fall, but you're a gravity I didn't see coming. A sudden electric, a distant strumming. Now the sky is spinning in shades of neon blue, and I'm losing my grip just to get closer to you. They told me to walk, but I'm starting to run, like a moth to the heat of a literal sun. I'm over the edge, and there's no turning back. I'm crashing into love, no airbags, no prayer, just the scent of your skin and the rush of the air. It's a beautiful wreck, it's a holy collision. You're the only thing left in my field of vision. Yeah, I'm falling at the speed of light, crashing into love tonight. My heart is a glass house and you're the stone. I'm feeling so heavy, it's chill to the bone, but I'd shatter 1,000 times just to be near. The one thing I love is the one thing I fear. I'm devoted to the chaos, I'm sold on the mess, writing your name on the pulse in my chest. I don't need a parachute, I don't need a floor. I've never felt this kind of alive before. If this is the end, let it happen in gold, a story of fire that never grows cold. Because I'm crashing into love, no airbags, no prayer, just the scent of your skin and the rush of the air. It's a beautiful wreck, it's a holy collision. You're the only thing left in my field of vision. Yeah, I'm falling at the speed of light, crashing into love tonight. We were a match made in a mid-July heat. Two heartbeats dancing to a different beat. I remember the way the world used to feel, when forever was a word that actually felt real. Now I'm walking through rooms that still smell like you, telling the walls what I'm going through. The anchor's dropped, but the ship's already gone. I'm still singing the lyrics to our favorite song, but the harmony's missing, and the rhythm is wrong. I'm holding on alone to a ghost in the dark, trying to fan a flame from a dying spark. The world keeps moving, but I'm standing still, waiting for a love that I know never will come back to the shore, come back to the home. I'm a king on a mountain, just holding on. I saw your name on a screen today, and it felt like a knife that I couldn't pull away. You've rewritten the end and you've turned the page, while I'm still the actor on an empty stage, devoted to a story that's already been told, keeping a promise that's starting to grow old. Maybe I'm crazy for staying behind, trapped in the corridors of my own mind, but I'd rather be lonely with the truth of us than move on to a world that I'll never trust. I'm holding on alone to a ghost in the dark, trying to fan a flame from a dying spark. The world keeps moving, but I'm standing still, waiting for a love that I know never will come back to the shore, come back to the home of a king on a mountain, just holding on. Just me and the echoes, just me and what is still holding on alone. Just me and the echoes. Alone. We were a match made in the echoes, just me and the what is still holding on. Just holding on. The way you laughed and I felt whole again. We were gravity defying, we were golden glass, building a future that we thought would last. I'd fall for you 1,000 times and then 1,000 more, just to feel that rush before you hit the door. But the air is getting thin in this empty hallway, and forever is a word that started to fray. I can see the taxi waiting in the rain. Give me just one more dance in the kitchen light, just one. I'm begging for a second, just a breath, just a beat before the bittersweet comes complete. Just one more. Ooh, I'm still wearing the sweater that smells like your skin, trying to figure out devoted to the person you promised to be, but now I'm just a ghost of who you used to see. It's a heavy kind of hollow, quiet kind of scream, waking up alone inside a broken dream. I'm not ready for the silence, I'm not ready for the end, I'm not ready to call you just a friend. If I could freeze the clock, if I could stop the sun, I'd stay right here until the dawn is done. Give me just one more dance in the kitchen light, just one more lie that will be alright. One more I love you before the world turns cold. One more story that we haven't told. I'm begging for a second, just a breath, just a beat before the bittersweet comes complete. Just one more, just one, before the never again. Just one. The candle's flickering, the room is getting dark. I'm looking for the glow, but I can't find the spark. We're sitting inches apart on this velvet floor, but it feels like the ocean, and I can't see the shore. I memorize the way your breathing used to sound back when our love was the only thing we'd found. Don't say a word, let the silence be kind. I'm leaving the pieces of us behind, but before the morning turns the shadows to keys, and I gave you the maps. I filled in the hollows and mended the gaps. I was a canvas and you were the brush, painting our lives in a beautiful rush. I didn't keep a single piece for myself. I put my own heart on a low-hanging shelf. Now the colors are bleeding, the edges are frayed. I'm looking for me in the mess that we made, but there's only a shadow where I used to stand. You took the laughter and you took the light. You took the stars right out of my night. I'm a house with no windows, a bird with no wings, living in the silence that the emptiness brings. I gave you the everything I thought was true, and now I'm left with nothing but the ghost of you. I see your footprint in the dust on the floor, a permanent reminder of the weight of the door. I'm still devoted to a version of us that turned into ashes and turned into rust. How do I breathe when you took all the air? How do I wake up and you're not even there? They say that loving someone shouldn't be a debt, but I'm bankrupt and broken and I'm drowning in regret. I poured every drop of my soul in your cup. Now I'm bone dry and empty and I can't get back up. Yeah, you took the laughter and you took the light. You took the stars right out of my night. I'm a house with no windows, a bird with no wings, living in the silence that the emptiness brings. I gave you everything I thought was true, and now I'm left with nothing but the ghost of you. Nothing in my pockets, nothing in my chest, just the ghost of you to do the rest. We were August midnights and gasoline, the brightest fire this town had ever seen. I memorized the way you looked in gold, a story that I thought would never fold. I was devoted to the ghost of your smile, thinking we'd be walking every mile, but the seasons didn't wait for us to grow, and the wind began to whisper what I didn't want to know. Now there's frost on the windows of the home we made, watching all the colors of a summer fade. I'm reaching for a hand that isn't there to hold, caught in the shiver of a love turned cold. Yeah, it's a love turned cold. I can't delete, lost on the windows of the home we made, watching all the colors of our summer fade. I'm reaching for a hand that isn't there to hold, caught in the shiver of a love turned cold. Just a winter heart falling apart, love turned cold. I cleaned the kitchen and I found your favorite glass, just a ghost of a Sunday that went by too fast. They say forget it, like it's easy to do, like I didn't spend 3 years becoming part of you. I'm looking for the villain in the story we told, but we're just two heartbeats shivering in the cold. My friends all say I'm better off alone, that you were just a lesson, a stepping stone. But I won't let them rewrite the history of everything you used to mean to me. Maybe we crashed and we burned at the end, and maybe I'll never see your face again. But I won't call it a waste, I won't call it a steal, because for one shining moment the love was real. Yeah, the love was real. It wasn't a dream, it wasn't a play, it was the only thing keeping the world at bay. I remember the nights when the fever was high. We promised the moon and we swore to the sky. Even now with this hole in my chest, I'd still choose the chaos, I'd still choose the mess. I'm not holding a grudge, I'm just holding the truth. You were the best part of my reckless youth. If I say it was fake, then I'm lying to myself, putting my heart on a dusty old shelf. I'd rather it hurt than be true to the core, than pretend I wasn't changed by the person I adore. So let it crash and let it burn at the end. I'm glad I could call you my lover and friend. I won't call it a waste, I won't call it a steal, because for one shining moment the love was real. Yeah, the love was real. It was real in the morning, it was real in the dark. You're gone, but you left a permanent mark. Your name is a melody I can't stop. coming. Even when I see the heartbreak coming. It's a beautiful fever, a high I can't break. How much of my spirit are you gonna take? I fell for the promise, I fell for the spark. Now I'm just a moth getting burned in the dark. They say love is a healing, they say love is a light, but I'm just a casualty lost in the fight. I'm gravity bound to the weight of your soul. Loving you hurts like a physical blow, but I'm terrified of letting you go. It's a war in my chest that I'm destined to lose, between the air that I need and the ghost that I choose. Every I love you is a beautiful lie that keeps me alive while I'm ready to die. Yeah, loving you hurts. I'm a master of hiding the cracks in my skin, opening doors just to let the cold in. I'd walk through the fire if you held the flame. I'd lose my own identity just to keep your name. It's a heavy devotion, a crown made of thorns. I'm seeking the shelter but finding the storms. Why is the always so hard to maintain? Why is the pleasure so tangled in pain? I'm screaming for mercy, I'm begging for air, but when I look up, you're not even there. Yeah, loving you hurts like a physical blow, but I'm still terrified of letting you go. It's a war in my chest that I'm destined to lose, between the air that I need and the thoughts that I choose. Every I love you is a beautiful lie that keeps me alive while I'm ready to die. Loving you a heart-shaped mistake. Loving you hurts. It's a beautiful lake, a heart-shaped mistake. Loving you hurts. It's a beautiful It's a beautiful lake. 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 beautiful it's a beautiful it's a beautiful it's a beautiful your name is a melody, melody, melody. Your name is a melody, melody. Your name is a melody. Your name is a melody I can't stop humming. Your name is a melody. Oh, your name is a melody. Your name is a melody. Your name is a melody. Oh, your name is a melody. Your name is a 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 melody. Your name is a melody. Oh, it's a beautiful lake. Your name is a melody. The summer air was heavy with the things we didn't say. I remember how the gold light used to dance across your face. We were riding our map, chasing stars into the deep. 1,000 little secrets that I promised I would keep. Back when forever didn't feel like such a long way to go, and every heartbeat told a story only we would ever know. If the clock started ticking in a rhythm I didn't recognize, and I saw the distance growing in the corners of your eyes. The air turned thin, the colors started bleeding into ice. So give me one last promise, just to help me through the night. Say that for a moment we were more than just alright. Even if we break, even if we let get started before we know the end. I'm not asking for a miracle, I'm not asking you to stay. I just need a piece of us to keep the dark at bay. So give me words, promise, just to help me through the night. Say that for a moment we were more than just alright. Even if we're breaking, even if we're letting go, hold me like you mean it. Let the final embers glow. Carry this devotion till the world starts to gold. One last pelvis for a heart that's lost its hold. Keep your word, even if it hurts. One last promise. Keep your word, even if it hurts. One last promise. The word, if you're keep your keep your word, even if it hurts. One last I was a wonder, a king of the open road, carrying nothing, no heavy heart, no load. Then you stepped into the frame like a sunbeam in the rain, and suddenly I'm addicted to the beautiful kind of pain. It's like my gravity shifted, I'm pulled towards your light. I'm losing my direction, but it's never felt so right. I used to keep my secrets locked behind a heavy door. Now I'm dropping all my armor on the cold hardwood floor, just to see if you'll pick it up, just to see if you're sure. I'd go through the fire, I'd walk through the blue, I'd rewrite the stars if it meant keeping you. every breath in my lungs, every scar that is new, everything I am, it's only for you. Yeah, it's only for you. They say that loving someone is like giving them a blade and hoping that the promise is a debt that's always paid. I'm standing here wide open, I'm bleeding through my sleeve because I'm terrified of the moment that you'll have to leave. I've built a cathedral out of memories of your touch. Maybe I'm a fool for loving you this much. If the sky falls down and the rivers all run dry, I'll be the one person who never said goodbye. Break me into pieces, throw my heart into the sea, as long as you remember what you meant to me. Yeah, I go through the fire, I'd walk through the blue, I'd rewrite the stars if it meant keeping you. My heart beats a rhythm I'm learning to lose in a world full of shadows. You're the one that I choose. Everything I am, it's only for you. Just for you. Every tear, every truth, only for you. I burned the letters, I cleared out the shelves, trying to find the versions of our former selves. The city's moving on, a blur of neon blue, but every street I turn down looks a lot like you. I'm a traveler lost on a road with no sign, trying to undraw the boundary between yours and mine. The colors are bleaching, the music is low. I'm watching the people I used to know, but their voices are static, their faces are blurred. You're the only melody that I've ever heard. The walls could crumble and the tides could rise, but I still see the universe inside your eyes. The world is a hollow, a beautiful stain, and in the middle of the wreckage, only you remain. Yeah, only you remain. Like a scar on my heart, like a ghost in the rain. After us, but my hands are shaking and I've lost my trust. I was devoted to the way you'd breathe in your sleep. Now I'm drowning in a promise that I couldn't keep. Every I love you is a debt I still owe to a person who left me a long time ago. I'm not holding a grudge, I'm just holding my breath. Loving you felt like life, losing you feels like war. I go through the fire, I take all the blame just to hear you whisper my name once again. The walls could crumble and the tides could rise, but I still see the constant pain. Everything's gone. Everything's changed. In the silence, only you remain. We're tangled in the sheets of a Sunday afternoon. The world is a radio playing out of tune. But here in this bubble, the air is sweet and still. I'm falling for you, and I'm losing my will. To keep up the guard, to keep up the wall, I'm standing on the edge and I'm ready to fall. But I've seen how the summer turns into the gray, how the brightest of colors just flicker away. I'm terrified of the silence that follows the roar of the shadow that waits by the bedroom door. So promise me always, even if it's a lie. Give me a forever under this temporary sky. I'll give you my heart, I'll give you my soul. Just tell me you'll stay when I'm losing control. Before the first tear, before the first goodbye. Promise me always, don't let the fire die. I'm memorizing the map of the lines on your hand, building a kingdom on shifting white sand. If I'm devoted to a dream that's destined to break, is it a beautiful gift or a hollow mistake? I'm already mourning the you I might lose in a future of maybes that I didn't choose. I don't want the truth if the truth is a cage. I don't want to read to the very last page. Just stay in this moment, stay in this breath, where love is a life and not a slow death. Yeah, promise me always, even if it's a lie. Give me a forever under this temporary sky. I'll give you my heart, I'll give you my soul. Just tell me you'll stay when I'm losing control. Before the first tear, before the first goodbye. Promise me always, don't let the fire Just say the word, whether it's true. Promise me always. The sheets are cold, but I stay on my side, keeping the space where you used to reside. I Wake up reaching for a ghost in the air. Swear I can see the gold tint of your hair. The floorboards creak like you're walking the hall. I'm waiting for your shadow to lean on the wall. They say that energy can never truly die. It just changes shape like a cloud in the sky. Yours is everywhere I go. I still feel you in the rush of the rain. I still feel you in the pulse of the pain. Every song on the radio, every street that I view is just another way of running into you. You're the static in the silence, the silver in the blue. I'm wide awake and I still feel you. I try to scrub the scent of you off of my skin, but that's where the memory of us begins. I'm devoted to a person who doesn't exist, to the ghost of a promise and the ghost of a kiss. How do I move when the ground is your name? How do I burn when I'm already flame? It's a beautiful haunting, a heavy weight to bear. I'm breathing you in like the oxygen in the air. I don't wanna heal if it means letting go of the only part of you I still get to know. Yeah, I still feel you in the rush of the rain. I still feel you in the pulse of the pain. Every song on the radio, every street that I view is just another way of running into you. You're the static in the silence, the silver in the blue. I'm wide awake and I still feel you. You're under my skin. You're where I begin. I still feel you. The keys on the counter, the draft from the hall, the sound of your shadow retreating on the wall. I told you to go, but I meant for you to stay. Watching my world turn a cold shade of gray. I don't remember the day that we met, but I'm still reliving the night that you left. Time stood still when the heavy door closed. Left me with secrets I never disclosed. I waited till you got just down the road, and that's when the silence finally slowed. Everything changed in the blink of an eye. Underneath the bitter starless sky, I'm shattering to pieces. I'm bleeding through, trying to breathe in a room without you. It's the worst kind of pain, buried deep in my chest, stuck in the echo of the night you left. I hyperventilate, waiting on the bathroom floor, like I've never seen the back of a heart before. I was devoted to us, to the always we swore. Now I'm just a ghost haunted, locked up. The coffee's still cold, the bed is buried deep in my chest, stuck in the echo of the night you left. I'm still living it, still feeling it. The night you left. We were static in the air, a velvet kind of rush. Everything was vibrant, every word was a hush. I used to find my gravity inside your open palms. You were the only rhythm that could keep the ocean calm. Now I'm looking at the stranger living in your skin, wondering where the always ends and where the end begins. The lights are getting low and the walls are closing in. I'm paper thin and shivering beneath my own skin. I'm not ready for the silence, not ready for the no. So touch me softly like you still wanna stay, before the morning comes and takes it all away. One last mercy for a heart that's overdue. I'm still devoted to the wreckage of us two. Give me a light that I can hold on to tonight. Touch me softly before you kill the light. I'm tracing every line upon the map of your head, trying to find the place where we stop being what we planned. I'd be your shadow, I'd be your ghost in the hall, if it meant I didn't have to learn to live without it all. Because loving you is easy, but losing you is slow. It's a poison in the water, it's a heavy kind of low. I'm not asking for a lifetime, just a minute more, before I have to find the strength to walk out of the door. Make me feel the fire one more time before the frost. Let me keep the feeling, even if the love is lost. Yeah, touch me softly like you still wanna stay, before the morning comes and takes it all away. One last mercy for a heart that's overdue. I'm still devoted to the wreckage of us two. Give me a light that I can hold on to tonight. Touch me softly, yeah. Touch me softly. Where do I begin? Touch me softly. The coffee's getting cold on the kitchen table. I'm trying to be strong, but I'm just not able to look at the door and not see your face. Everything's exactly where you left it in this place. I'm still memorizing the way you said my name before the fire went out and left us in the rain. I catch myself checking a second I thought you were just a room away. I'm still devoted to the ghost of our plan, doing the best to be the person I can. But it's hard to build a future on a foundation of if, when my heart is a canyon and I'm standing on the cliff. Did I let go too soon? Did I hold on too tight? I'm screaming these questions into the dead of the night. I'd give up the stars just to have back the sun before we were over, before we were done. Just a silhouette in the hall, waiting for you to call, wishing you stayed. Beautiful story with no way of knowing how fast the heartbeat would outrun the pen. I'd write down your name, then write it again. Now the ink's running dry, but the pages are soaked with every promise that we ever broke. It's a story of us from the start to the years. Every word on this page was written in tears. Yeah, I'm tracing this all where the memories stay, watching the chapters all wash away, written in tears. I kept every letter, I held every line, believing that always meant you'd be mine. But the margins are crowded with things I can't say, like how much it hurts just to watch you walk away. I'm a ghost in the narrative, stuck on the page while you're moving on to a different stage. Now the ink's running dry, but the pages are soaked with every promise that we ever broke. It's a story of us from the start to the years. Every word on this page was written in tears. Yeah, I'm tracing the soul where the memories stay, watching the chapters all wash away, written in tears. I try to rewrite the ending 1,000 times over, to find a version where I'm finally sober. From the high of your touch and the low of the goodbye, but the paper is fragile and the well has run dry. Yeah, the ink's running dry, but the pages are soaked with every promise that we ever broke. It's a story of us from the start to the years. Every word on this page was written in tears. I'm tracing the salt where the memories stay, house is a library of things we never said. I'm reading the stories in the empty side of the bed. I keep the volume low, I keep the lights dimmed down, like a king without a kingdom, or a ghost without a town. I still buy the flowers that you used to like the most, living in the company of a beautiful ghost. The world is a riot, a deafening sound, but I'm still the anchor that's stuck in the ground, waiting for a signal that's never gonna come. I'm yours in the silence, I'm yours in the dark, still carrying the embers of a long faded spark. You don't have to listen, you don't have to stay. I'll love you in the spaces where the words wash away. A heart under lock, and you held the only key. I'm yours in the silence, even if you're not for me. I remember the rush, the crash of the start, how easily you found every map to my heart. Now I'm navigating streets that only led to you, tracing every what if until my soul turns blue. It's a lonely kind of loyal, a heavy kind of grace, to be searching every crowd for a familiar face. I could shout it from the rooftops, I could scream it to the sky, but the truth is a whisper that I'm too afraid to cry. If I stay quiet, does the pain stay small, or am I just waiting for the final wall to fall? Yeah, I'm yours in the silence, I'm yours in the dark, still carrying the embers of a long faded spark. You don't have to listen, you don't have to stay. I love you in the spaces where the words wash away. A heart under lock, and you held the only key. I'm yours in the silence, not a word, not a sound, just the quietest love that I ever found.